Hello, friends. I've decided to pick three people that I look up to, because they're all kinda similar. They're each a straight white male primary care physician with a fairly large reach. I don't know how much I want a large reach, but I am a straight white male and I do want to be a primary care physician. Dr. Michael Wilkes is a professor at UC Davis and a national public radio host who hosts two podcasts that I listen to. One is Second Opinion, in which is his opinion on matters of health policy, public health, global health, and matters of that nature. It's pretty refreshing because it sort of supports some of my own biases, which is maybe not great in the polarizing environment, but yeah. Another podcast he puts on is with another doctor called Poem of the Week, which is not what you think it is. Poem in this context stands for Patient Oriented Evidence That Matters. Basically, they report on really high quality research that can change medical practice. Some topics include adding ibuprofen and codeine to acetaminophen does not improve pain relief for acute musculoskeletal injury, and C-reactive protein guidance safely reduces antibiotic use in patients with acute exacerbation of COPD. To be perfectly honest, I would not recommend Poem of the Week to you guys, but personally I enjoy it. I also listen to Dr. Mike. His full name is kinda hard to say, so I won't. He also encourages everyone to call him Dr. Mike, so I'll go along. He is a family physician in New York City who also has a very popular YouTube channel. Unlike Dr. Wilkes, his content is directed mainly towards people who are not medical professionals. Some of his videos are about serious topics where he aims to inform the public, but others are silly, like Doctor Reacts to Whatever Medical TV Show kind of videos. He also does a lot of work to contradict medical misinformation and is a vocal proponent of vaccines. I respect him for being a primary care physician, of course, but I also respect that he uses his platform to educate people. The last guy I'm going to talk about is Dr. Aaron Carroll, a pediatrician and a professor at Indiana University School of Medicine. He's sort of down the middle in terms of his audience. He's mainly not addressing other professionals, but his YouTube videos are more technical than those of Dr. Mike. The channel is called Healthcare Triage, where he talks about research on nutrition, substances like alcohol, caffeine, and marijuana, and healthcare policy. His personal policy stance is liberal, and he acknowledges that, but he does try and take a genuine look at policies from a less biased lens, unlike Dr. Wilkes, who is quite biased and does nothing to hide or ameliorate that fact. He also compares the healthcare system of several different countries, which is quite fascinating. Dr. Carroll's videos taught me a lot about how research works and the value of randomized control trials, which has been particularly helpful in studying for Step 1. So it turns out something I was watching for fun is also good study material. I definitely recommend his channel, but probably start with his older videos first because he kind of assumes that his audience already knows his perspective, which I imagine would get kind of annoyed if you started with the later videos. Yeah. So I have to come up with a question, preferably one that doesn't make us think of the elephant in the room, or the giant elephant consuming the entire planet, as the case may be. You've maybe seen one of those summarize a movie badly memes. For example, drug-addicted girl takes advantage of a mentally challenged boy for 3 decades, as a summary for Forrest Gump. I want y'all to do a bad summary. Can be a movie, a book, a TV show, fiction, non-fiction, but make it a little bit longer than the memes. I'm going to do a medical textbook called Robbins Pathology 9th edition. The human body is made of cells. Sometimes bad things happen to those cells, and that means bad things happen to the body. There are lots of ways for that to happen. There's a plumbing system in the body full of blood that provides nutrients for the cells, and there are 22 ways that can go wrong. Cells have DNA, and there are 28 ways that can go wrong, and 13 ways to figure out what went wrong. You have an immune system to protect you, but there are 37 ways for it to go wrong and do too much, mostly if you're a woman, hashtag male privilege, and 16 ways it can go wrong and not do enough. Also, there are such things as cancer, bacteria, viruses, funguses, parasites, toxins, injuries, malnutrition, and developmental abnormalities, but we'll come back to them and instead go organ by organ. There are 36 different bad things that could happen to your blood vessels, 40 different bad things that could happen to your heart, 22 different bad things that could happen to your lymphatic system, 33 different bad things that could happen to your red blood cells, 60 different bad things that could happen to your lungs, most of which come from smoking, 31 different bad things that could happen to your ear, nose, throat, 83 different bad things that could happen to your gastrointestinal system, 54 different bad things that could happen to your liver and gallbladder, 10 different bad things that could happen to your pancreas, 62 different bad things that could happen to your kidneys, 35 different bad things that could happen to your genitals if you're a man, and 59 if you're a woman. Hashtag male privilege. 25 different things that could happen to your breasts. Hashtag male privilege. 45 different bad things that could happen to your endocrine system, one of which is diabetes, by the way. 35 different bad things that could happen to your skin. 24 different bad things that could happen to your bones. 15 different bad things that could happen to your joints. 5 different bad things that could happen to your fat. 18 different bad things that could happen to your muscles. 16 different bad things that could happen to your peripheral nerves. 81 different bad things that could happen to your brain and spinal cord. 38 different bad things that could happen to your eyes. Some of these diseases will kill you, and some aren't actually a big deal. Some are treatable, some are not. Have fun trying to figure out which one is which. Also, there's lots of pictures of cells and disembodied organs, so that way you know what the disease looks like in a lab. Obviously, there's a little bit of overlap in diseases that affect more than one organ system. Also, we kinda skipped over some of the more obscure stuff. So that's Robin's pathology. Spend a lot of time counting headings in a table of contents.